I'm a songwriter and just generally like to make things, videos, and write stories and go kayaking, hang out with my friends. You guys want to hear an awesome joke? What's the difference between a hippo and a Zippo? One's a little heavy and one's a little lighter. No. It was a moment in life where I started thinking differently about myself and how God thought about me. So I was in a group experience with some friends where we were looking at things in the Bible and trying to understand more about who we are and what our identity is and what is the truth about ourselves. One week, we were supposed to write down lies about ourselves that we believed. I went to town and I said all the things that are probably true and things that aren't even true on this giant list, thinking that I'm gonna have to go hang out with my friends and just read them this list, and it's gonna be awful and terrible and maybe kind of awesome because someone will finally know all these things that I think are true about myself. I thought if they don't already know that I think I'm pretty manipulative and selfish, then they'll know that this week and we'll see what happens. So I get to this dinner and I have my list ready to go and I've psyched myself up to share it with my friends. And I told them, I guess I should go through this list and tell you what are these things that I believe about myself. I wasn't even really willing then to admit that they were lies. They were just at that point things that I believed about myself. My friend just said, I don't need to see your list. I don't need to see all those things that you think about yourself because I still love you and I'm not going anywhere no matter what that list says. That was really kind, but in an instant I just looked at her and said, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're gonna stick around once you know all this stuff. And she just looked at me and said, well, that's really hurtful. And a couple things happened in that moment. One was that I had never considered before that it would hurt my friend to tell her I didn't believe her. Of course it did. Of course it hurt her. And then in the next split second, I realized God knows this entire list and more. All these things I think about myself. He still loves me. That's really true, but also it's a super good gift that there's a person sitting right here that not only, sometimes it's hard to just know that what God thinks about you and not hear it from someone who's sitting in front of you. It's really helpful to have a friend who says the same things that I know God is saying to me. I wish I could just hear it from God and for that to be enough, but sometimes I just need to hear it coming out of a mouth, you know? So for God to show me in that moment, you're loved no matter what's on that list, and here's your friend who you know loves you and she's telling you. As I walked into that group, I thought that either two things could happen. One was that I thought I would share this list of stuff about myself and friendships would blow up and implode and people would drop their forks and leave and I'd be left alone. I felt kind of alone before I needed to feel alone. And I also thought there was potential. Like if there's a potential horrible outcome, then there's probably a potential great outcome. And the potential great outcome was that my friends would hear all these things that I don't like about myself, and they would just say, okay, we're good with that, or we'll help you with that, but we're not going to abandon you. It's solidified. These are safe people. Not everybody is safe, but these people I was sharing with, they're safe, and they love me. Recognizing that is really valuable. It takes time to figure out who's safe. That's not an instant thing, usually. But once someone has shown you that they're a safe person, meaning they're trustworthy, they don't go blab the things that you say to their friends, they keep confidences, they pray for you, they point you toward Jesus, that's a safe person. And when someone has shown that they're a safe person, you don't have to arm yourself against everybody. I don't know, I'm thinking about like action movies where those dudes have all the bullets and armor and shields and stuff. Just lay it down, or try laying it down, and being vulnerable, sharing who you are, and see what happens, you know? That's what building a relationship is. It's a win for me that I have people who surround me who tell me the truth about who I am, but they're not the only place where I hear that. They don't let themselves be the only place that I hear the truth about who I am. They point me consistently to God and ask me, have you talked to God about this? Have you asked God who you are? Have you journaled about it? Because they know I love to journal. I get plenty of truth from my friends, but I don't get all truth from my friends. They always are asking me if I'm talking to God about it. I love that I have a relationship with God where I know He talks to me. I know He tells me things that are true about myself, and I'll write those down and I will keep those as close to my heart as I can. I also love that God has provided people for me so that sometimes I'm hearing it from Him, and sometimes He puts the words in my friends' mouths, and I get to hear it come out of the mouth of someone who I love and trust and can literally hear with my own ears. That feels like a huge gift. So if you're watching this and you don't have somebody who is telling you the truth about who you are, I'll tell you what the truth about you is. The truth about you is that you're a child of God. You're a child of the God who created the universe. He's super creative. He's a dreamer, and He created you. He created you specifically and knows the things that you're passionate about, the things that you're good at, the things that you're not good at yet. He knows that you are a feeler, and He knows what those emotions are, and those never go unnoticed. He knows the things that you're scared of. He knows the things that you're scared of and you tell people about, and He knows the things that you're scared of and you don't tell people about. And He knows all the things you think about you that are true and not true. He knows what makes you wake up in the middle of the night. He knows what makes you calm. He knows what brings you life, what makes you feel totally like yourself. And He loves you. He loves all of that. There's nothing that I just mentioned that He doesn't absolutely love. He wants your heart, and He wants your words, and He wants your joy, and He wants to give you more and more and more. My name's May, and this is my story.